Roku is joining us from worlds beyond.
From the solar system.
Oh, is that me?
On
Is that me?
assignment in the outer realms. Our viewers today are just Katie and Adam. Hey, Katie and Adam. Mom's doing a barn
Katie and
tour. And Jack thought we were starting back up the season next week, and so says hi from an apple festival and cheers with his fresh apple cider, which sounds good.
You know, he needs to adjust his priorities.
I know, right? But good for you, Katie and Adam, getting your chores done. We got some chores done. We got some Halloween decorations up.
Oh, they actually. Oh, okay, so they're actually doing the chores. I thought they were going to do the chores after.
No, they're watching while they tackle chores. So,
Yeah.
we're good. We're good to have in the background. We're good to have in the background. Just kind of rambling of.
We're just background
random
people.
Space terms and puns.
All right. Are we doing this?
I'm a little spaced out right now.
No. Brandon's finishing an email because he's on assignment actively right now, and found some time to joining us miraculously.
It's unrelated job email, but got to make sure it's right.
So that's fair. That's fair. I'm one of those people that I have to reread my emails, and then I'm looking, and then somehow I will send it, and there will still be a typo in it, and I'm like, God,
I know.
Damn it!
Yeah.
I went through this.
Well, I read my email this morning 3 times, and then it just got to me like, fuck it, I'm sending it. I don't care if it doesn't make sense, or what, but
yeah,
I'm sending it.
Did it make sense? I'm basically setting myself up for a voluntary third interview. So I gotta make sure this is right.
Okay, well there you go. That's true. It's Space Brandon.
So did my email sound all right? You didn't even read it.
I didn't read it.
Well,
I just
appreciate it.
You asked me if I got it, so I just confirmed that I did receive your email.
Well, that would have been nice if you read it.
Well, you didn't ask for that.
No, but it still would have been nice. I read your emails.
Well, did you read the entire membership renewal email that I sent?
No, because you said it's an automatic response.
Well, it's not. Well, it's a template that then I just adjust accordingly. But see, you didn't read it all the way through it, so.
Wait. I'm
I'm
gonna start us off right. Ready?
Hey, that's how we do it. Welcome to Cosmos with Cosmos.
All right, you're leading. Let's do this.
I know. I was just starting it in a very kind of a
what's the plan? I don't know the outline. Let's do this.
I know. Well, it's on Google Drive, so
do it live.
You have access to it as long as you have technology. Anyway, welcome everyone to Cosmos with Cosmos. I'm Liz.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Brandon.
Hey, Brandon's with us.
How long when's the last time I was on the show?
Oh, God.
Maybe
It was last season. I know that.
Well, maybe 3 or 4 shows ago. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been quite some time.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. You've been traveling the universe, as we can see. He's in a distant solar system right now, for those of you listening on the podcast. But anyway, we are beginning season 4 with a high in the sky an astronomy news episode. In fact, we're going to start doing one of these per month.
Yeah, every other time.
So we can constantly talk about fresh astronomy news and what you can check out in the nighttime sky. Fresh.
This astronomy news has popped its collar. It's fresh.
It's fresh. It's fresh. Fresh off the farm.
Okay.
But of course, before we get started, it's Cosmos for a reason. So Brandon, what are you drinking in faraway lands?
Hey, I should actually pour myself that drink. I am having Mars whiskey.
Mars whiskey.
Let's see if we can get a satisfying sound out of this. That was a door slam. Okay, maybe not.
No, well, it was a good attempt.
I heard the dinking of glass on glass.
Yeah. All right, Mars whiskey.
Use your imagination.
Mike, what do you have?
I am calling it the Cygnus, and it's just apple juice because it did have apple cider, but it's got apple cinnamon whiskey in it. I should probably do the apple cinnamon whiskey.
But you don't want to drink too much of the Cygnus, otherwise you're going to get the sickness.
Okay,
Nice.
well done.
You're welcome. That's
So aren't you glad I said Cygnus earlier?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You've been waiting all
No,
time, right?
actually, no. I just came up with that.
Oh,
but I
said it sounds like I said I'm gonna call it the Cygnus, but it sounds like the
Cygnus.
Cygnus.
I didn't remember that. I am drinking a lovely, refreshing glass of Medusa's blood.
Ooh.
And this is basically just what we like to call a sin almond berry, which is cranberry juice, cinnamon whiskey, and amaretto.
Yeah, that's what's in it.
Medusa's blood sounds like a weapon from Elden Ring.
It does.
Yeah, well,
it
I'm
does.
sure we will.
It's
Yeah.
like a potion or like grease you put on your sword. Anyway. All right, of course, follow us on all the things at Drinking Cosmos on Twitter and Cosmos with Cosmos everywhere else. And we have the shot with Cosmos every other Wednesday on YouTube and, of course, wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, whatnot. And while you're browsing the interwebs listening to our shit, you can check out amazing, talented artist Katie Davison, Wild Ixia, Wild IXIA on Etsy. Buy some of her shit. And our good friend Ron, check out the MrProctorShow.com. Or he has like Mr. Proctor Sucks? No. He have like another one that I don't know. And then, of course, if you're in the Rolling Bluffs area of, I can never remember, is it Nebraska?
Iowa, Nebraska. It's like right on the border.
Right on the border. You can check out the Rolling Bluffs Planetarium and see a cool show by a fan of the show, Jack, who's drinking some good apple cider right now. Anyway.
Nice.
Before we get started, of course, some rules. If we make any Lord of the Rings or Star Wars references, take a shot because we're nerds. And rarely happens
I just watched
now.
Star Wars yesterday.
If any dogs bark.
We know. We see it on Plex. We know exactly where you are and what you're watching, too.
Anyway, if any dogs bark, take a drink as well.
Has anybody watched Andor? We watched. Did you watch?
Look, this is hangover material. All right, let's not get too.
Let's just jump right
Brandon
into
comes
it.
back, and we're immediately off
Let's
track.
get to the hangover, folks.
Might as well.
Look, some
Why?
stuff's happening
No,
in space. We'll see you next time. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
First, we got to start off before we got to get high in the sky. So let's check out some stuff that is up now in the evening sky, because obviously if it's daytime, you're just going to see the sun and occasionally the moon. So, and you don't want to look directly at the sun without special equipment. So,
Yeah, moon's pretty old right now, so nice, real thin crescent, so you're not going to see it with the sun up.
So we're going to go to the evening sky. The
Evening
nighttime
sky, right after sunset.
And there are some planets hanging out. I like Brandon's little dance. There are.
I'm pointing to the planets.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. They're behind you. For those of you listening, he's got planets behind him. There are 3 planets visible in the sky throughout the night. Jupiter low in the east in the early evening. Bright. It's very bright. It's the third brightest, fourth brightest. Which is brighter, Venus or Jupiter? I can't remember now. So fourth brightest
Sun,
object.
moon, Venus.
That's right. So it's the 4th brightest object in the evening sky. And on Monday, September 26th, which if you're listening to this has already happened, but Jupiter will be / was at opposition.
Oh, nice.
So it's in its farthest.
What does that mean?
It's in its
the
farthest.
antagonist of the solar system.
It's at a place in its orbits where it's at. It's the farthest away from us.
Closest.
Opposite.
Oh, God damn it!
Basically, opposition is when whatever it is opposite sun in the sky.
Okay.
So as the sun sets, Jupiter rises, and it's we are the closest to it.
The closest. Man, see, this is why you're here, to remember correctly facts. All right. So then a little bit above Jupiter is a
Big.
beautiful ringed planet. Saturn. It's yellowish, but not as bright as Jupiter, but still fairly bright up there. And then Mars will rise late in the evening. Of course, in the east, everything rises in the east. So later in the evening,
Mars.
look for a reddish object. And these planets, they'll all be in a line. They'll all follow the same path, the path of the sun, aka the plane of our solar system.
Also known as
the ecliptic.
The ecliptic.
So the Earth is not flat, but the solar system is.
Nope, the Earth's
Mars.
flat. That's just science, Brandon.
It's
A lot
all
has
the way
changed
down,
since the
man.
last
Chicken's
time
all the way
you
down.
joined us.
Man, yeah,
You know,
I guess so.
The flat Earth episode might have been the last one.
Oh, maybe. Okay, it is going to be high in the sky before dawn.
Hey, I see what you did there. That was well done. That was well done.
And it's going to actually start brightening as it's actually getting closer to Earth.
Oh, nice.
In its orbit, so it's going to start getting brighter. So you can look for that. And then, very hard planet to spot is the smallest planet in the solar system, little Mercury. It's closest to the sun, so it hangs out close to the sun, so it can be it's either like setting right after sunset or rising right before sunrise, and so it's gonna be like really low in the dawn sky, kind of just above the horizon, but the second week or so into October is when you're going to be able to like really see it and actually be able to distinguish it.
So I think
I guess
go ahead.
I guess at dawn, look to the east.
Take a drink.
Oh no, where's my drink logo? I don't have my drink. I don't have my drink logo on this OBS setup.
I don't have the sound then.
So the next high in the sky, we'll talk about it some more.
Yes, because
we'll
be into October. So, all right. So those are the planets.
Oh shit, we will be.
We will be well into October. Isn't that weird, everybody? It's almost, we have Halloween decorations up already. So excited.
You know what she does in a week? She jumps out of a plane.
Oh, I go skydiving in 1 week.
You go skydiving?
Oh yeah,
Saturday.
He bought me a skydive for my birthday.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so on Saturday.
Let's talk about that later on.
Okay, yeah. Anyway. Maybe this is why it's good Brandon's always on assignment.
All right, you're in charge.
All right, okay. We got constellations. Constellations, patterns of stars in the sky. Constellations are kind of the official ones, but you have other patterns that are part of them that people like to just give names to.
Like the ice cream cone.
I know, yes. Ice cream cone. Or Booties.
Or the Big Dicker.
Oh my God. One time it happened where I called the Big Dipper the Big Dicker. Oh, that was a good time. All right, so low in the south in the early evening is going to be a big pattern of stars that looks like a letter J or a fishing hook. And that is Scorpius. The Scorpion. So it's a summertime constellation. So it is. It's going to be going away where we won't be able to see it at night. Pretty soon. So it's low in the early evening. And there's a bright red star at its heart, and that is Antares.
Antares, rival of Mars.
Yes, rival of Mars. I forgot about that.
Rival of Brandon's drink.
Because people are like, it's red, and Mars is red, but we know it's not Mars, so anti-Mars.
They can get close to each other in the sky once in a while. It's kind of cool to see.
Yeah, they have a little it's like a little, Mars, anti-Mars
duel of fates.
Yeah, exactly. It's like battling a twin, you know?
Yeah.
Fighting a twin for
Wait,
which twin will reign supreme.
I just made the Star Wars reference. I'm sorry.
Did you? Oh,
what was your reference?
It said Duel of Fates.
He did. Man, the one time I don't have the button is the one time we need it. All right. Now, after sunset, high in the sky.
Okay, new rule. Every time Liz says high in the sky, take a drink.
I didn't even notice it that time.
This is like the second or third time.
Well, everything's high in the sky.
What?
I'm sorry. Our Google Home just started talking. Our Google Mini just started talking. So, I don't know what it heard us say, but it was trying to respond about something.
It was something.
Anyway. Oh, Adam, you should go skydiving.
Yeah, you should. And you know, I wanted to go skydiving, and nobody's gonna let me.
No,
I'd love to
your
do
heart
that.
will explode.
It's not gonna explode.
No, it could explode.
It'll just stop.
Anyway, high overhead is
Mike jumping from a plane?
are 3 bright stars that form a triangle, and this is known as the summer triangle.
But we're in fall.
Well, we just started fall, so we're heading into fall. So it will start setting to the west earlier and earlier as we head deeper into fall. And this triangle, these 3 bright stars, they're each the brightest star in their own constellation. The summer triangle is an asterism. That's just a shape that we just are like, hey, there's a triangle, guys. But the brightest stars belong to the official constellations of Cygnus the Swan, Lyra the Harp, and Aquila the Eagle, and those stars are Vega, Altair, and Deneb.
Right.
Deneb being in Cygnus, Vega in Lyra, and Altair in Aquila the Eagle.
Vega's an important star to astronomers.
Vega is an important star. I don't know if it's what I'm thinking of, but I'm going to let you say yours first, and then I will agree with whatever it is.
They use it to basically set brightnesses for other stars.
Oh, yes.
So
it's like some kind of standard brightness.
It has this
candle.
Well, no, it's yes and no. Its brightness is the standard for other stars.
Okay.
And what were you gonna say?
It's like the gold standard.
That in like 12,000 years is going to be the closest star to the North Pole because of the Earth wobbles on its axis.
Precession,
and one wobble takes 26,000 years,
Wow.
and so now we have Polaris as the closest star to the North
Which
celestial
isn't all that
pole.
bright.
But in like 12,000 years, that wobble of the Earth is going to make it Vega as the closest star.
And Vega is really quite bright.
It's bright, and it's going to be further away from true, like, exact North Celestial Pole. So, as the course of over the course of the evening, you'll actually be able to see it make a little circle.
As the world turns.
As the world turns.
Hey, my grandmother's stories was Days of Our Lives. We're not going to do this as the world turns.
I used to watch Days of Our Lives when I was in middle school.
Pop culture, though, Vega. Alien signal comes from Vega in the movie Contact.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I thought that's where you were going, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all had
Thinking of
equally, some good...
And we all know radio astronomers go and they put on their headphones and sit on the hoods of their cars and listen. They tie directly into whatever the radio telescope is, and they hear sounds.
It's just like FM.
And, whatever.
Probably more like AM at that point, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, now, if you're trying to find these constellations, something that's very handy that we always promote is like, a sky map application on your phone, because that can point you in the right direction. But for these constellations, let's see, Lyra looks like a little fish shape.
Oh, see, I always think it looks like a little tie.
Like a necktie, like a sideways necktie?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got the little top knot thing, and then
I can see that. I can see that, and it's the smallest of the 3.
Got the Ring Nebula in it, which is cool.
It is.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, I can't wait till James Webb gets. Okay. Anyway, all right. Then Cygnus the Swan kind of looks like a T or an X. Ish shape in the sky, like a kind of a T.
It's like a cross up there.
A cross, yeah.
Isn't it known as Northern Cross?
Is it known as the Northern Cross?
Yeah, so Cygnus has got the Northern Cross in it.
Oh shit!
So it has the cross, and then
the Northern Cross being an asterism.
Yeah, and then coming off of the horizontal beam of Jesus' death rack, or finishes off the rings of Cygnus.
I like that.
That's your metal band right there.
Jesus' death rack.
Jesus'
death rack of Christ.
Oh, I thought of a really good band name the other day.
Yeah.
Aviation Variation.
Aviation Variation. What genre of band is that?
Probably gonna stick on brand here and go Christian rock.
Oh. all right. I can do that. Okay, and then Aquila the eagle. Aquila kind of looks like a kite or like maybe a stingray.
Oh, a stingray.
It has
yeah,
kind of the two. It has these kind of like two triangular kind of lobes from
so
it.
So it definitely looks like a stingray. Just think of it like a stick figure outline of a stingray, and you got it.
But you can imagine whatever the fuck you want up there, because you know.
There are no rules in space.
There are no rules.
No, but
I mean, there are, but don't worry about it.
Back to Cygnus. First black hole is found in Cygnus.
That's right.
Cygnus X1.
Cygnus X1.
X1.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be overhead. But looking to the north, you'll be able to find a W shape. Wait.
That's north.
Is it?
Yeah, that's north.
Okay. I'm disoriented.
But you are amazing at driving and getting us places.
I can't see the sky to orient.
And I suck at it, but...
Yeah, Cassiopeia looks like a big W in the sky. And it's going to be high in the northeast after the sun sets. Basically the right-hand side is the brightest side, and it's going to be tilted upwards. Okay, and so...
A giant squiggly in the sky.
Giant squiggly. Just look for a W up there. It pretty much stands out, especially in a city area where you can't see, or you can only see kind of the brightest stars up there. It's really easily identifiable.
I wonder how many stars I can see here. In Long Island.
So when I was in Manhattan
Jupiter?
one time, when I was in Manhattan, this was in wintertime, and so I went outside. I saw like 4 or 5 stars, and winter is home to the brightest stars.
Yeah.
In the sky, and so only 4 or 5. It was.
So basically, you saw
amazing.
Sirius.
Yeah, and basically probably the outline of Orion. Just the 4 corners of Orion, and that was it. Yeah, and so the wintertime has all these bright stars in it, and I was like, you know what, I can appreciate Phoenix, the sky of Phoenix, much better now, because it was insane. Because you have the humidity, you have the light pollution. You have all of that, and it just conspires against you in New York. That's my sidecar, my sidetrack, whatever it is.
Okay. Well, it's very true. But I mean, most of the stuff we're talking about and describing is stuff that you can find in a city area because it has the brighter stars, and whereas if you go out into a dark sky area where there's away from the light pollution, it actually, even for us, it is really overwhelming because the sky is littered with stars. So even finding the most basic ones was like, wait a minute, where? Yeah. And then your brain starts to kind of be able to see it, but it's just overwhelming, the vastness of clutter of stars that are
exactly. First time that we went to Alamo Lake State Park for a sky event.
That was my first time really seeing the night sky,
and I was lost for a bit. It was beautiful and insane. Yeah, I'm sorry, Brandon. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, that phrase, the sky's littered with stars. I think that's the only time litter is a good word.
Yes. The only time that litter is acceptable when it's a night sky littered with stars.
It's if you can get away from any city, street lights, whatever, and just look up, it's just an amazing experience.
So I remember applying for jobs in Antarctica for over the winter because you get stuck there and you can't leave. But just because I wanted to see the night sky in Antarctica.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you would also be able to see the largest small imaginary clouds. When I went to New Zealand, there was an opportunity to go to the observatory and to look at all this stuff, but I had a War of the Worlds meeting.
Oh.
And I couldn't do it. I couldn't go. and it was cloudy for the rest of the trip.
Aw,
And so
man.
I never got to
Oh.
see the large and small Magellanic Clouds or anything like that. And
God, that's
so-
like going to Alaska and not seeing the Northern
God
Lights.
damn it! I know that was just really poor planning on my part, anyway. But
Well, no, but it's the time that we could go, but it's also, you can't really go in the summertime.
yeah.
But yeah, so it just didn't work out for us. But
Oh my God.
the future, who knows? The great undiscovered country, as Star Trek likes to call it. So, or at least
Nice.
for one movie. And so,
Oh yeah, Star Trek's not a rule.
Nope.
That's good.
Star Wars.
Speaking of cloudy skies, winter is coming. It's on its way. So early in the early
Yes.
pre-dawn morning hours, when you're going to be sleeping,
It's when the
most
White
likely.
Walkers are showing up.
And
'cause
that's
winter is
when
coming.
that's when the wintertime constellations Taurus, Orion, Sirius begin to rise. But we'll talk about those once we get closer to them being up a little bit
I do.
before bedtime.
I do love being able to see Orion when we go for our morning walk/run. Because it's more walking for me than running.
Or
but
just taking Leia out to go potty at like 3 in the morning. I'm like, I can look up and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
there it is.
he's there, he's coming. Cool.
It's a good centering constellation. Like, okay, I know what this is. I
Uh-huh.
feel good about everything.
It is. All right. Well, that's what's high in the sky so far. So we'll come on back down to Earth with some latest astronomy news.
But
What's
are we really?
happening?
Are we really coming back down to Earth? Maybe in the vicinity of Earth with at least some of this news.
Okay. All right.
So what's the news?
Well, it's
What's going on?
it's in the notes, man.
All right. Well,
I see the notes.
All right.
Right here. I was trying to segue for our audience.
All right, well, we'll
Jeez.
start with the most obvious piece of news that has been a frequent thing, and that is James Webb Space Telescope
Yep.
images.
Man, this shit's
Coming
gonna
out.
come down fast,
Oh my god!
hard.
And specifically the ones because the Tarantula Nebula was beautiful, but really, Jupiter and Neptune, these images look so cool. Like,
My God, the Neptune
Just-
image is just gorgeous.
Ah.
Gorgeous.
I mean, the last time we got such a good look at Neptune was when Voyager flew past, and Voyager's view of the rings were ringlets. And so you had these little ring arcs, and we knew that it was a full ring. I mean, just from a physics standpoint, the odds of it being just little ring arcs is exceedingly low. It's not
Yeah.
zero, but it's
Yeah.
exceedingly low.
Is anything ever zero? Anyway, topic for the hangover.
All right, and so to be able to see those full rings with James Webb, it's just amazing. Amazing.
Yes, I know.
And
It's so
yeah.
clear and like it's just like whoa.
It's beautiful.
Oh god,
It's
and
beautiful.
this
And
stripes
it's to the point
bands
where now
are
I'm just like, I'm going to change my desktop background image just once a
whatever.
week
Just
to whatever
James
James
Webb's.
Webb has coming out.
I know, and Neptune, seeing its rings so clearly, and you can see some of its moons there as well.
Oh, and also some of the clouds. Yeah.
I mean, it's really just these are just gorgeous pictures of just our neighbors.
Yeah, so just Google James Webb Neptune. Just Google James Webb Space Telescope, and
And
just
you won't
get
be
all the
you
images.
won't be disappointed. I mean,
No,
if you are, then
you know what? These are going to be to me. These are going to be on par, beauty wise, that we're seeing with Juno at Jupiter. Just
You think so?
yeah, I think
Oh,
some of these are going to be
yeah, I
works of
thought-
art. Juno, it just to me is just
it's like
space
art.
art. It is space art.
it's like
Pure art.
classical
It's like
art.
The Van
or
Gogh of the
something.
solar system.
Yeah,
It really is.
It's-
And so if you really want to see some amazing images,
It's
just
like museum art gallery. Although
Yeah.
so are the ones that are Jupiter and Neptune. They got like this like retro vintage vibe to them, or like
Uh-huh.
kind of like a
I
with
do
the
love
coloring. And I want to get both of those printed and framed.
yeah. And so when you look at like the
Yeah,
Carina
that.
Nebula
It just
from James Webb, it's just that is also a piece of art. And so the universe is providing you art that you can put on your wall.
Which Brandon does have printed and framed.
Yeah, and like almost immediately you got it printed. And so
yeah, it was like the next day. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, and it's just absolutely just stunning. It's really stunning. And then that's not even the science. We're not even like talking science.
No, we're just looking at the sparkles.
Yeah.
Right now.
But there's a whole group of people that are looking at the science behind the sparkles.
Punching away on their computers, doing a bunch of math on a whiteboard.
Yeah. And then like with the Carina Nebula, there's shit in that picture. They're like, we don't know what this is. We have no idea. But it's going to be fun figuring it out.
Let's hope they never find like the Borg. Anyway.
Well, I guess that's introduced to us by Q, isn't it? So we got some time.
Well, okay. But speaking...
He changed the timeline.
Speaking of what astronomers have detected are hot gas bubbles swirling around the Milky Way's supermassive black hole.
Ooh, cool.
This study, or this observations were made by the Atacama Large Millimeter Submillimeter Array.
In Chile.
Atacama Desert. And basically, what they think they're looking at is this like hot bubble of gas that's just orbiting around the black hole. I'm not gonna hit the microphone. We're good. Zipping around it. That is similar in size to that of the planet Mercury.
Okay. All right.
But making a full loop in just about 70 minutes.
Oh,
so,
this shit's close.
So that means it's going 30% of the speed of light.
It's insane.
Wow.
It's insanity.
So it's like
That's
it's
so
like
fast.
right. It's
okay,
there.
so all right, I was thinking that this is more distant. So here's the thing. I briefly looked at these notes, and then I was just basically to see what the themes were, and then I'm like, you know what? We're gonna doll up this, and I'm gonna.
Okay. You're gonna. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that is insane. So I was thinking that these bubbles are like really far, like so you have the black hole and just extending like light years away.
Oh, you thought they were like more of like the lobes.
Yeah, these lobes, but no, these are bubbles that are nearby.
Yeah, that are like.
So these bubbles have lots of space in them, obviously being bubbles about the size of Mercury. I wonder then how many Skittles you can put in them.
How many Skittles? Well, here's
fit
the
inside
thing.
one of these.
I have written a JavaScript for that. I could tell you later on. I just need to turn on my computer.
Oh my gosh. All right, so some of these observations of them were done shortly after a burst or flare of X-ray energy was emitted.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And basically that these kinds of flares that were previously observed with infrared telescopes are thought to be associated with these hot spots, hot gas bubbles, and the observations confirm previous discoveries made by the gravity instrument at ESO's Very Large Telescope, or VLT, because we call it like it is, which is fine.
Yeah.
And which observes in the infrared, and they both suggest the flare originates in a clump of gas swirling around the black hole, and with the orbit of the hotspot being nearly face on to, I don't know.
Us?
I'm assuming, maybe.
Okay.
It's kind of funny because, as so often is the case, we see these huge supernovae events, stars out there, and they still exist, even though they're really far away, 30,000, 60,000 light years away. But in this case, because the gas bubble is so close to the black hole, it just doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But, I mean, we're seeing as it was 26,000 years ago.
Right.
And
right.
so
it just kind of makes me happy that typically you look out in space, all those things are still there. But in this case, it's not there.
Oh yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah, I mean the radiation emanating from
obliterated it.
the accretion disk
It's a literal space ghost.
So then it's, I guess, the question is like, because the article didn't really, like, what causes it? What is, how are the, do they
Space
come and go?
indigestion.
Is it just some black hole fungus?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is like, so with the first time you're seeing something, you can't say if they come and go. You really have no idea. The only thing you can do is to look at it more with more observations and see how it changes with time.
Yeah.
And then that changes, because this is how fucking science works.
Uh-huh.
Observation. So theory influences observation, which then influences theory, which then influences it's just amazingly beautiful feedback loop that happens. But
it's a scientific
they
groundhog.
can't. So are you holding a planet in your hand?
I am.
I actually thought you were holding something.
And so,
I've been playing with this for a while. I can also put the glass up and make it look like I'm just holding liquid. If I can get it right.
so
All right.
I've
So
been
for
playing
those
with
of
it
you,
the whole time.
so for those of you listening, just watch the YouTube video so you can watch Brandon just have fun with digital green screen work.
yeah, so I mean, the only way that you're able to really figure this stuff out is through more observation. Right now, we probably don't know what the hell this is and how it forms, but we're looking for it now, and more observations will give us a better understanding. But for those dudes that are looking at it 26,000 years from now, they ain't gonna see it.
No. But we'll hopefully maybe have figured it out by then.
Poor dudes.
Poor dudes.
Now, in other news, a bizarre fast radio burst came from a binary star system.
Binary.
For more about binary stars, check out our episode on binary stars.
Our solar system is a non-binary system.
It is a non-binary system.
Which is a good thing.
So,
oh, very good.
So more than 15 years after fast radio bursts, or FRBs, were discovered, there's been new research that has both unraveled and deepened the mystery of these sources. Of the sources of these deep space phenomena.
So, all right, let's just kind of break apart that statement.
Yes.
So it has unraveled.
Yeah, this came from a CNN article, so quotes to CNN.
All right, CNN. Answer me this riddle. So it has unraveled the riddle, but it has also deepened the mystery.
Yeah, because they've
Can you pick one?
They've learned something. No, it's like when every time we learn something about
space.
It's
like a donut hole has in fact another hole inside of it.
Yeah, but
it's like we've had some questions answered, but then we also are like, what the fuck?
Okay, but that, to me, when you unravel the mystery, you've pretty much solved it.
Well, it's like when you're trying to untangle a really thin necklace, you get part of it, like the top comes undone, but somehow the bottom keeps getting more entangled, and you're like, when will I untangle this?
And I mean, if you unravel something, that something still exists, just in a different form. So it's still a mystery, just unraveled.
You know what? Let's take Brandon's word for it, because he has writing background. And
we're high in the sky here, so hey man, if you unravel a thing, it still exists. But it's still a mystery. Anyway.
But according to Buddhism,
anyway.
nothing exists. It's called emptiness.
So, recent research suggests that some of these FRBs originate from magnetars, which I just find a magical name of like a highly magnetic star, magnetar.
Great personality.
I think magnetar was referenced. There's a Nirvana song. But I don't know
what?
if it's... Yeah, but anyway.
A magnetar?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway.
Kurt Cobain came up with magnetar?
No, but the word magnetar...
Is he Brian May?
...is in a Nirvana song.
I could see Brian May, yeah.
So, in 2020, there was a fast radio burst found in our galaxy that was associated with magnetar. This FRB, with a long number... 20201124A occurred for 82 hours over 54 days in the spring of 2021. God damn it, Brandon, you what are you doing? Brandon's messing with the notes now. Everybody, just let it go. This is the downfall of shared technology. Okay, so
I'd rather have him messing with the notes than watching a Phoenix Suns basketball game while we're doing.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Podcast.
All right, so the measurements went up and down
Hell yeah.
during that time period, and then they stopped during that last 18 days before the FRB dampened. So basically, this suggests that the magnetic field strength and or density along the lines in the vicinity of the FRB source are varying with time.
Oh shit!
Neat.
Mm-hmm. So that the area of the FRB is like dynamically evolving, and so there's rapidly changing magnetic fields or density or both that's happening here.
Well, that's interesting because you would think that a star would not change its magnetic field that quick over 18 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a very quick change for a very large thing.
Yeah, I mean. That's like instantaneous.
So you gotta have a lot. There's a lot of turbulent shit happening.
Well, yeah, but still to have a change like that over 18 days is that's fast.
Aliens.
That's fast. That is like the Earth losing its entire magnetic field in 18 days.
Oh God.
That's bad news, folks.
That's real
that
news.
the Earth's core decides, hey, we're not gonna turn anymore. We're done.
I'm done
18
churning.
days.
This is a strike.
This is our 18-day notice. In 18 days,
no churn, no burn.
We're done.
Or
As the World Turns can never go off air.
I like that you brought it back again. That was great.
It's not my grandmother's story.
So there's a physical model that a different team of researchers made based on these observations proposes that the FRB actually came from a binary system about over 8,000 light years away, containing a magnetar and a capital B little e star, a BE star.
So a B star.
Yeah. So it's like it's going to be a star that's a little bit larger or a little bit hotter than our sun.
I really hope it's yellow. I really hope it's yellow, and with sunspots, so it looks like a bee.
It's not going to be yellow. It's going to be more blue, whitish blue.
Or white. It's going to be more white.
But I can still hope.
You can always hope. And that the radio burst complex magnetized environment is within about an astronomical unit, 1 AU. That's the distance between the Earth and the Sun, 93 million miles.
Or about 150 million kilometers.
That's...
Because we have an international audience.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for accommodating them.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many Skittles is that?
It's a lot of Skittles.
Fucking Skittles.
A lot of Skittles. 42 astronomical Skittle units.
And then there's some information that we're confused by because of how it reads, implicating that this is not in our galaxy, that maybe from a barred spiral galaxy. These observations are from the Keck telescope in Mauna Kea.
In a galaxy far away.
And so suggesting that that the source is between the spiral arms where no significant star formation is taking place, making it less likely the origin is solely a magnetar. So that's actually confirming that it would be a binary, the binary system. But so we're a little bit confused by the reading of this of like, is it in our galaxy or is it outside of our galaxy? So,
all right,
but still pretty cool shit.
Oh, it's really cool shit.
All right, Brandon's excited about talking about some things, but before we get to Brandon's, we have one more thing that we'll bring up, and then we'll let Brandon get real nerdy about rockets.
As if all of this has not been nerdy.
I know. Okay,
this whole podcast is just nerdy.
Last exciting news. This will already have happened if you're listening to it or watching it later than today, but tomorrow, Monday, September 26th, NASA's DART spacecraft is going to slam into an asteroid. That's what it was designed for.
Pow!
It's going to go kaboom into this asteroid.
Well, it's going to go...
Yes.
Actually, sorry, it's going to go...
Because there's no sound in space. Yeah. The tiny asteroid Dimorphos at 7:14 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Wait, what time?
7:14 p.m.
7:14 p.m.
This is something that's never been. Yeah, we'll cheers. We'll pour one out for DART. Pour one down my tummy for DART.
I will be celebrating that my workshop is
there
over.
you go.
So
And basically, the goal of it is, which has never been done before, is to help us learn how to prevent asteroids from slamming into us. And maybe if we slam things into them first, they'll be like, all right, and move away a little bit and miss us. So that's really the goal in a nutshell.
we don't want to mess with that planet. We don't want to mess
They're
with
like,
it.
yeah,
Those people are crazy.
Cool out. All right, we'll go around.
We will move over a little bit. So the goal is to actually move the asteroid.
The goal is to move the asteroid, basically, and that it will basically cut. It's an asteroid that's in orbit around another asteroid. It's a binary asteroid system.
So this is
if you
finally the asteroid redirect mission.
Yes.
It's a deep cut for you guys out there.
And so it will actually cut its orbital time around its parent asteroid Didymos by a few minutes.
So it's going to hit it from behind.
Speed it up, shorten its orbit, and that will demonstrate that we can affect the orbit of a body in space. So basically saying that we can move shit out of the way.
Actually, it's going to hit it from the front and slow it down, which will make it move in a little bit closer.
And that cuts its orbit because it moves in closer. Because the closer you are to your...
Yeah, I was thinking time-wise.
Okay. So it's gonna slam into Dimorphos at a speed of just under 4 miles per second, or 14,400 miles per hour, or 23,200 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, for our international
folks.
Because we're the only ones who do this miles per hour stuff.
So here's the issue with this. As amazing as this will be, and a lot of information gained from it, that the complete analysis of this is going to take years, and that the ESA is going to launch another spacecraft, Hera, in 2024 to then further investigate the long-term effects of the DART impact. So it's going to take a long time for us to really get an understanding of what happened and what we can achieve and all that kind of stuff.
But it's going to benefit us in the very long run.
Unless an asteroid gets to us first.
Which, we don't need asteroids. We're killing ourselves here.
That's true. Maybe they're like, you know what, they got it handled.
We'll let them do it.
If they start all holding hands and singing together, then we'll send someone in. But
so is that what the dinosaurs were doing? They did this whole kumbaya moment.
Yeah, they're like holding hands. They were thriving, and everyone was benefiting.
Yeah. They had universal health coverage.
Pretty much. I mean, it's kind of.
Yeah, I mean, they're called asteroids because it's just a bunch of asses.
Yeah. All right. Brandon, tell us about rockets.
Excellent.
Rocket
Apparently,
news with Brandon.
So, of course, we have the big giant space launch system for the Artemis mission still sitting on the pad. It has not gone to space yet, like it was supposed to 10 years ago, and then 8 years ago, and then last week and the week before that. And currently, we are unsure whether it's going to stay on the pad or if it's going to come back to the VAB, because there's a big giant storm barreling down.
Nobody knows what a VAB is.
Vehicle Assembly Building.
Vertical Assembly
Vertical.
Building. That's where they would stack the old rockets, and it's kind of where they assemble it. So it's currently on the pad. And it just went through some tests the other day for refueling its liquid hydrogen, because when it was first supposed to launch, that fuel kept leaking out of the hose, which is less than ideal.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So we ran some tests, NASA did, and they got that problem mostly fixed now. So it's all set.
Mostly.
So instead of launching Tuesday, it'll launch some other time. If it gets pushed back into the VAB, it will be launched sometime in October.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a hurricane that's
threatening.
That's going to be heading towards Florida, right? That's the reason why they want to move it back to the VAB.
Yes, you don't want it to be, accidentally fall over like a Jenga stack.
Why is Florida the best place to launch from when it's not an ideal location in terms of
orbital dynamics? You want to be really close to the hemisphere.
I mean, you want to be
Or
really
at
close
least
to what?
The equator. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You got to be
Yeah.
real close to the hemisphere.
I was like, what? Had no equator.
But there are batteries that will need to be replaced on the Space Launch System at this point, so it'll be pushed back even more, and it's a whole thing. So it's just a delightful time to be a fan of.
Dragging it out, at this point. They're just like, let's
Yeah.
just build as
To really
much.
mess with people.
Yeah, just drag it out as long as we can.
Yeah, but the problem with with that though is I realize that they're not really doing that, but there's this whole segment of the population that's going, yeah, see, NASA can't launch shit. They can't launch it.
Oh, yeah. That's...
Who's saying that? Who's saying that? Let me add him. Let me see him.
Let's look at.
They all voted for Trump.
Yeah, you don't want.
Oh my
take
god, I
any
forgot all about
chances.
what he said about NASA. That made me so angry.
You have ghosts? There's ghosts. Brandon.
What
There's
is going
ghosts.
on?
No. Space ghosts.
Coast to coast. All right. What else? What? Any more on? What else you got?
I mean, I can just make some stuff up.
Yeah, keep
Well,
going,
you had
dude.
a whole thing.
The
There
Delta
were...
4 had its.
You had like
The Delta 4
80,000
rocket had its
rockets
last
that you
launch
were
on the
going to
West
talk
Coast.
about.
Oh, its last launch
What's the last
On the
launch?
West Coast.
on the West Coast.
The Delta 4 rocket. That's its last launch on the West Coast, and it will be slowly retiring. I don't know when this last launch is, but yeah, it'll be retired.
Why are they retiring it?
Because they're gearing up for the next rocket,
Delta
the
5?
Vulcan rocket.
The Vulcan.
Oh, nice.
The Vulcan.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a fun
The
one.
planet that does not exist, and Star Trek, Race of People.
I don't know if you needed to clarify that.
No, we do. We do.
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
The
Now-
latter, probably not. The former, yeah.
Now, you also said something about Roscosmos made an official date, or were we making a joke?
Oh yeah, so this was like a month ago or something like that. But we haven't done the High in the Sky in quite some time,
Yeah.
so all this is news. Yeah, they're officially pulling out the International Space Station around 2028.
2028.
So we'll just probably, 2028. So we've got a few good years left on station, and we'll see what happens after that.
All right. When were they planning to retire the ISS itself?
Originally or now?
Now. I
Now,
guess.
2030s?
Yeah, like 2028, 2030 was the idea. But of course, you can always try to extend, see how it goes. But Russia's like, nah, which makes sense because they don't really have the money to do anything
Yeah,
at the
they
moment.
should stop being assholes, but it is Russia.
All the people are trying to leave Russia now, though.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, and then for this High in the Sky, before we close it on out and head on to the hangover, is just a little in memoriam to the astronomy worlds. And this is a cheers to Martin Schmidt. He was
Martin
the
Schmidt.
first astronomer to identify a quasar, and he died at 92.
Cheers, Martin.
So cheers, Martin.
Wow.
Well done.
Cheers.
Quasars, quasi-stellar objects. So they look like stars, but they're not stars. They're super distant galaxies that are have a high
Luminosity.
to them.
What you're
So they're
seeing is the
brighter. They're really brighter than they should be at their distance.
core. Right, you're looking at the core. So they're very active galaxies.
So they got a black hole that's munching the fuck away.
They're munching the fuck away.
They got the major munchies.
If we're writing a scientific paper, can we write that?
Yes.
Hey, this black hole is just
Munching the fuck away.
munching the fuck away right now.
And then it's quoted in
And
another paper.
this black
it's
hole
like-
is thirsty.
in parentheses, Davis and George.
Yeah.
20.
2022.
So he discovered this object about 2.4 billion light years away, 3C273. That
Can
and
you
it
say
was,
that in like the good astronomy voice? Isn't there like a sexy astronomy voice?
That's
Like,
Mike does the sexy
3C.
astronomy voice.
I do not do the sexy astronomy voice.
3C273.
I'm not saying it.
All right. Can you do it in an Irish accent?
What?
I don't know.
I have a hard enough time with the American accent.
This became
Oh,
at the
look
time,
at this quasar.
You go, oh, that's not bad. It was one of the most distant objects in the universe from Earth at that time that
Wow.
had been seen. I thought this was fun. He was an adamant atheist, but when the editors of the book Origins, The Lives and Worlds of Modern Cosmologists in 1990 came out, they asked him how, if he were God, he would have designed the universe. And he gladly took up the challenge, apparently. He said, I would have constructed a bigger universe. I think the universe is small.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I love that. I also want The Lives and Worlds of Modern Cosmologists to be a reality TV show.
Oh my
You just
God.
throw a bunch of cosmologists together in a house. It's like Real World.
That could actually be quite.
And it's just them being really antisocial and staying in their own computers.
They're just constantly doing research, just
Yeah.
reading and just research.
And you know what? We would watch it. We would completely watch it.
Oh,
You're
100%.
like,
We
"Oh."
get like really attached.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a Twitter account out there called Observatory Cats. So we just throw cats in there with them.
Oh my gosh, yes, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. All right, well, that was this episode of High in the Sky for, I guess,
Episode
September?
1, Season 4.
Yeah, kicking it
Season
out.
4. So what's episode
Award-winning-
2, season 4 going to be?
We haven't decided on that yet.
Antimatter. Anti-time.
Antimatter.
Can we do that?
We haven't done antimatter.
Okay. We'll figure it out. But anyway, follow us on all the things in the meantime. Twitter at Drinking Cosmos.
All the things.
Cosmos
All
and
of
Cosmos
them.
everywhere else. And you can watch us or listen to us on YouTube or on, Spotify, FM, anywhere you get your podcasts. And hang out. If you're with us now, hang out with us on The Hangover. And we'll see you next time, everyone.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to press
Farewell.
the BRB button in a second. I'm pressing it right now.
Don't put...
just whined.
She did whine. Leia's whining, everybody.
Oh,
She's sitting
is
there.
it time for her to go out? I think she's got to go out.
No,
She's
she just
whining.
wants attention. She can't stand being
does,
separated.
yes.
So
She's
that's what
just
it boils
she's a
down
needy
to.
girl. She's a needy girl. Anyway, well,
Riddled with anxiety.
Chat formatting is. I'm sorry. Apologies for anybody watching that chat format.
Well, we had to accommodate somebody who doesn't join us, but once every 3 months. Brandon.
Welcome to the Hangover,
Talking about
everybody. Welcome back. On the main show, we had a new high in the sky, an astronomy news episode. So you can check that out. Although I guess depending on when you're listening to this or when you watch it, it could be really out of date. But check it out anyway.
True.
Check it out anyway. And now we're just going to talk about
Just random ass
stuff.
stuff.
So something that just popped into my head. This is a one-off. This isn't a conversation to be had.
But we will have a conversation about it.
I think Tinder for old people should be called Get Dated.
Get dated.
That's it.
You know, I should message my parents. You go, you are geriatric because
Would Tinder for old people though just be called Ashes?
ashes?
Oh,
They're
Jesus
about to be
Christ.
cremated because they're old.
My parents don't want to be cremated.
No, that's if you're in like a nursing home. Is ashes.
My mom's birthday is tomorrow, and I don't think my mom or dad want to hear anything about birthdays ever again. Which, of course, makes me want to say happy birthday to them every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Happy birthday!
Yeah, my mom's in the same boat. She doesn't really. She'll celebrate, but she's like, she doesn't want to hear how old she is.
Yeah, so my mom, she broke her leg one day.
One day.
One day she broke her leg. And it's this whole story, and, like, we'll talk about it for, like, hours. But anyway, when she went to the hospital, she was in the hospital for a few days. They were going to move her from the emergency room to a room, and they moved her to the geriatric ward. And the nurse was like, she said something about geriatric, and my mom was like, basically like, what the fuck? No, I am not geriatric. Now, my mom is very much a good Catholic, and so there was no what the fuck that came out of her mouth. But she still, this was years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, and she still is irritated about being called geriatric, which apparently starts at 65 or something.
Oh, is that what I was going to ask? Like, when does it actually start?
Oh, it has an actual...
Yeah, there's
Ouch.
an actual...
Ouch.
There's an actual birthday that you celebrate where you become officially old in the eyes of the medical community. and that poor nurse she's like, I don't know what to tell you.
Your risk for a hip break just immediately skyrockets to 98%. What was the original question?
It's something about old Tinder people.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was just the get dated thing.
Okay.
That did lead into a conversation.
I mean, I have my question that we can harken back on, which is...
I know the answer already.
Harken back.
Oh, have you been thinking about
42.
it?
42 is the answer.
Yes.
Can anything ever be zero?
42.
Well, yeah, you have 0 Skittles. In a glass.
But Skittles still exist somewhere in a glass.
No, they do, but not in that particular glass.
So you can't have 0 Skittles because
like,
there are 0 Skittles out there.
I can honestly say, I have, in this universe, I have 0 Skittles in this glass of apple juice and cinnamon.
But there is a universe in which that cup is filled with Skittles, and honestly, I think that is the best universe.
And that is why I say in this universe. So, but later on, sometime in my life, there might be Skittles. There's a non-zero chance that Skittles will fill this cup. So
then it's non-zero.
But it also does kind of you have to clarify about what you're talking about. It's a very relative statement.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're talking Skittles,
That's what I
that's
was
one
going
thing.
for, man.
If you're talking Skittles, that's one thing. If
I
you're
was
talking
going
about
for the philosophical, bro.
okay, all right. If you're talking about the motions of like subatomic particles and things like that, then no, you can approach that zero. You'll never make it.
Oh.
So the temperature of the universe is never really going to be zero.
Never.
No, and temperature really is a measure of motion.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not what you think it is. So temperature really is a measure of how fast things are moving at its core. So when you're talking temperature, you can say, okay, the temperature outside right now is 75 degrees. And that basically is an average speed in which molecules are moving. But some are moving faster.
75 degree miles per hour.
Yes. Well, okay. Sure. So some are moving faster, some are moving slower. So if you were to take a glass full of water and you were to just put it out, you can put it in the sun. It doesn't much matter. But you put it in the window so that it's receiving light from the sun. Why does the water evaporate when it's not 212 degrees Fahrenheit? It evaporates because some of the water molecules, the temperature...
Go up to that.
Or actually at 212 degrees
But
Fahrenheit.
not all of them.
But not all of them.
Oh.
Yeah. And so that's why your glass of water will actually evaporate over time.
Because some of them get too hot.
Yeah,
They gotta
exactly.
go.
I mean, so temperature is a measure of energy, which really is a measure of velocity. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, we got real sciencey with a.
We got a nerd.
With a
We got a
silly
nerd
question.
on. We got a nerd on.
We got sciencey. That was great. Thank you.
But that answers. I mean.
Uh-huh.
That's why I say you got to kind of define what you're talking about.
Segue in. So, then when I go skydiving in less than a week from now,
6 days.
will I? Because it's going to be colder up higher in altitude, but will I feel like will I warm up a little bit as I am hitting more friction coming down?
Well, I mean, yeah.
I guess I will anyway because it gets warmer as you go down. So immediately I realized the error in my question, but I was trying to.
Yeah, so I mean, you're gonna warm up, and you're gonna, since it's a tandem jump, you're gonna actually bear the brunt of that warming, because you're getting more friction than the more important person in this scenario, because he has the parachute.
The dude with the chute.
The dude with the chute is really important in this. And my role as like ground support.
Like,
what the fuck does that mean?
Your ground control. Your ground control.
So
With
my
Major
role
George.
in this is ground support, and I'm assuming they're going to tell me what that means.
This is what it means.
Yeah, it means.
Honey, I'm here. I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm right here, and
It
I'm
means
just gonna be like,
you stand
I'm gonna have
here.
like my lips like, and I'm like,
I want video of that. That's gonna be my my
Make sure to
screenshot
wear
on my
glasses.
computer. But actually, like for my Teams thing, that's gonna be my picture.
just make like just a close up where it's just like you can really see the waves in my cheeks from the air.
Oh, that's gonna be great. That's gonna be great. But anyway, yeah. So you got the friction going, and you actually are going to be the one that determines the terminal velocity in this, because you are in front. You are dealing with the friction. The dude that's behind you is just kind of along for the ride until they have that very special moment where they pull the cord and
very
make the
special.
parachute
They
go up.
They
But
have one job.
You got one job, dude. Actually, you got two: to hold the video camera and to
Maybe we
release the
shouldn't have done the
parachute.
video camera so we could just have the one job.
Yeah. Yeah. So, So you got a very important role in this. But actually, it's cold. All right. So here's a question for you. So if you are high up, jumping out of a plane, why is it colder up there when all the cold air sinks and all the hot air rises?
Because it's thinner atmosphere, and so it's thinner atmosphere.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, it's thinner atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's how I answer the
Yeah.
Jeopardy questions when we watch Jeopardy. Thinner atmosphere?
Yeah.
Oh, they had a space category on the other day, and I just aced every single one of them, except Michael, the contestant, kept guessing and getting them wrong. So I got so mad at him.
Okay, we haven't seen this one.
Wait, we might have seen this one.
I
Was
think
it space?
I think it was a rerun because I don't think they're in season right now.
No,
No,
they
they're
are.
in
They
season.
started. They
Because
started.
we watched
Oh.
it.
We've been watching, yeah.
So this is a previous.
Yeah, there's
by
a
the way,
space
on
category.
Plex, we want the original 1964 episodes of Jeopardy. Do your
Just for
connections.
fun.
Get it up.
We'll,
Just
we'll,
for
see,
fun.
we'll see if we can find it. That might be a little difficult.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little difficult.
Because I still want to find the tournament of champions when
right.
it was like Ken Jennings going against the other guys. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have a good one this
Anyway.
year, in next month. This month coming up.
Oh, it's gonna be
October.
fabulous.
Damn.
I'm so excited.
They're also
We're-
bringing back Celebrity Jeopardy, which means we will just be good for once.
Well, we could do it. Oh, what we got like
We have to be
an impressive
celebrities
Final
first.
Jeopardy correct a few nights ago.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
got
remember what
right.
it was though, but we won't give it away because Brandon's not caught up, so I don't want to.
Oh,
Give you the
I
answers.
got it right.
You got it right.
I got it right.
got-
yes.
yeah.
What was the question? What was the question?
No.
No, you need to watch it.
I
You'll know
may
it.
or may not see it.
It's from 1952.
It was.
Okay.
It was basically like the
What year was MASH
was
set
it
in?
a
No.
last or the iconic photo in 1952?
Yes. Well, okay. All right. So
in
the iconic picture of this person
rebelling against
in
the
1952
paparazzi or whatever,
was the result of them being
like
irritated with
by or annoyed by the
paparazzi.
photographers.
1952.
Iconic image.
Iconic image of this person results from them being annoyed with the paparazzi.
Or just
Oh.
photographers or news.
Do you want me to
news
give you the
I
photographers.
answer?
know this.
I got it. I got
Give me
it
a
just like
second.
that. You want me to tell you who it is?
Give me a second.
1952.
It's not-
Iconic photo.
It's not the Bob Dylan picture.
All right. So, do you have something you want to talk about while he ponders this?
I just want to say that I also got it with you, but
Yeah,
you
oh,
got it
yes.
first. But
Yeah.
I also.
Yeah,
got
it was.
52.
Yeah, we were both
Einstein.
on it. What?
It was Einstein.
Is it
It was
Einstein?
It was
Einstein.
Einstein.
Okay.
With
It was
the
Einstein. The tongue sticking out. Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I was like,
that's
oh,
the
tongue
one.
sticking out.
yeah. And so
There's
it was-
another one that we got too, but I can't remember. Anyway, we don't wanna
we've
give
been pretty
Jeopardy
good
away.
on it though. I think we've been pretty good on
we've
it.
been pretty.
We tend to be okay on final.
You
questions.
always get Final Jeopardy
No.
for the
I
most
don't.
part. Yes.
But there was only one person who got it right. It was a lady, right? Didn't
Yeah.
she say Einstein? She
Yeah.
was all in.
Yeah.
She's all in.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway.
I love when they go all in. Makes me happy.
But the last guy that just was on as a winner, I swear he's a serial killer. Has major serial killer vibes. Even what he wanted to do with the money, I was like, that's telling of a serial killer. He
Oh,
only
yeah, what did he
he
wanna
only
do?
likes to ride in trains.
Oh,
but
yeah.
When he doesn't have to fly overseas, he travels in trains.
But you know what?
That's nice.
When they arrest him, we're gonna go. Yeah, we saw him on Jeopardy. He's a nice guy. I mean, he was a quiet guy,
yeah.
or he
Yeah.
just kind of kept to himself.
Yeah, he just, I don't know, the look of him, I was like,
Yeah.
serial killer.
Yeah, but then
Smart serial killer, but
but we can't say anymore because
No.
Brandon hasn't seen it, and now we're gonna give the whole season.
I mean, he'll
away.
get there one day.
I will. You guys caught up in Rings of Power?
Yes.
Oh,
I
when
haven't
would
seen
we
the
not
most
be
recent
caught up?
episode.
in
You haven't seen the
Rings
most
of
recent episode? Oh.
No, I'm
okay.
gonna wait till I get home.
Okay, yes, you should.
Power? We're caught up on Rings of Power and Games of Thrones.
I haven't seen any of those. Game of Thrones?
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're good.
It's just people in wigs and dragons.
Okay, that's fine.
It is. It's weird seeing the Matthew. What's his name? Who was
Matt
Doctor
Smith.
Who? Matt Smith. Play a part that's very kind of ambiguous and creepy, but he fits it well. But at the same time, I
don't think it's really ambiguous.
well, I mean, he's definitely. I don't know. I don't think he's evil, but
No.
he's like a. He's an interesting guy. But anyway, it's I think it's good. And it feels like a Game of Thrones.
It does feel like
and
Game
it's
of Thrones.
interesting. So yeah, it's kind of I don't know anything. I never really knew anything about the backstories for the most part of Game of Thrones. So this is what did we figure it was the time?
Oh,
like
I can't remember. I don't remember how far.
But,
Well, I know I need to. Well, first of all, catch up on Lower Decks. I haven't seen any of it.
oh yeah, we just started.
Lower Decks
we just started it.
Oh, it's great.
Yes.
I need to do
great.
that.
So
I need to
good.
get caught up on Strange New Worlds, and I visited some
So you
friends,
have to
and they
watch
basically-
Strange New Worlds? They don't have a new season out, do they?
Yeah, he's not caught up on.
Oh, you haven't?
I'm
Okay.
not caught up. No. And then I got shamed by friends by not watching The Expanse, so I should probably watch The Expanse finally.
I mean, maybe you shouldn't travel.
I got a backlog of stuff.
I think you need to say, "Hey, boss man, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna go install this stuff."
I mean, fingers crossed.
Oh my god, the traveling.
Yeah.
But it's
Oh, and I can't. I had to do more traveling in October, including I had to go to Hawaii.
Oh darn.
What?
Hawaii.
Oh, are you going to Bishop
Yeah.
or are you going to Maui?
Bishop.
Okay. Honolulu.
Bishop.
God darn. God darn.
Yeah.
What am I?
Gad darn?
I said god darn. God darn it. That sucks. Having to go there.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
When
in
are
India.
you going?
I need to figure that out probably by today.
Well, you're about ready to go into big wave season for North Shore.
Oh, you can go die in the water.
Well, you can stand on the shore and watch. You don't have to. You don't have to actually. Though there will be the occasional wave that will come in pretty far.
This is the way.
going
I must
for
jump
it.
into the giant. Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's just going
I'd
to
like
be
to go see that.
there's going to be this pale white Mormon-looking boy that just I'm going out there. It just walks out into.
Oh my God! So I went to go see again. When I was in Florida, I went to go see my Florida mom, and she's Puerto Rican, right? So we were having dinner, and she goes, "You look so white." And she made me because I haven't seen the sun in a very long time. And so she made me put my arm next to hers. And even though she's naturally darker than I am, she just mocked me. Oh,
Yeah, that's not. First of all, that's not a fair comparison genetically. But I mean,
Were there pictures? Oh, pictures had
Of
to
my
be
arm?
made.
I mean, blonde.
Of the connection.
I mean, yeah, you definitely.
Of the comparison.
I mean, I know I've lost color, but my God, just be called out like that.
Yeah, well, when we come out of wintertime, every single time I'm like, holy
I know.
crap, am I pale?
Put on shorts the first time, and I'm like, oh wow.
I look like the White
blinding.
Walkers from Game of Thrones is what I look like. So, but that's all right.
Well, we're heading into fall.
I much rather.
I'm excited for it.
I much rather have fall and winter, and early part of spring.
Yeah, I don't want to see this patchwork of mangled grass we have because we can only water one day a week because we're in a drought.
I want to see
climate
snow.
change.
I want to see snow.
I want to see everything
I want-
covered.
I want to see
meanwhile-
mountains again. Mountains.
Do you remember the taste of strawberries, Mr. Frodo?
We have to take a drink.
Drink.
No need to press a button, but
There is no button.
yeah, but I forgot what I was gonna say.
don't
Oh, but all these
Zero
people
buttons.
cheat with the water. Like where did we go?
Oh my god, we were walking through one neighborhood on a dog walk and it's like deep green lawn and I'm
green.
like, these people, you can tell exactly who followed the water restrictions and who did not.
Exactly. And where did we were we out last night? Because it looked like
We went to Lagoon
last
night.
When
We were riding
came
roller
home.
coasters.
Yes, that's what it was.
Oh, and
then
people
we
were
came
watering their
home,
lawns.
and people were watering their lawn in the darkness
Well,
where
it's supposed
nobody
to
could
be.
see.
It's supposed to be
didn't get to
between 10
Lagoon.
p.m. and 6 a.m.
Yeah, but it's on a Tuesday, right? Yesterday was a Tuesday.
Tuesday is dependent on your house number. So, like, our house number, our day was Tuesday.
Well,
So each ending house
You know what?
digit has a different day.
okay, let me have a moment. Let me have my moment.
Anyway,
They're cheating.
These are Suburban Tales with Liz and Mike.
with Cosmos. Brandon has Urban Tales.
I also have Veggie Tales.
Oh, we're gonna grill some veggies
We're
tonight
gonna
with our
Nice.
plant burgers and sausages.
Yes.
I'm
We're
going to pick up.
we're not doing any meat tonight.
Okay, I would like to tell you, this is the hangover has become just catching up with Brandon.
Honestly, yeah, actually.
Okay.
I honestly forgot we could do that.
Yeah, today's hangover is just chat with Brandon.
Pretty much. So, welcome to the ride, Katie and Adam. So I was worried. We went to Oregon for 2 weeks, spending time with my parents and my family and everything. And before we left, we had a lot of spiders that would show up in our laundry room, and my fear was that the entire house was going to be just overrun with spiders
But
when we got back.
when we came home.
And we got back, and it partially was. The laundry room did have a lot of spiders. I killed many with a hammer. My weapon of choice in the laundry room because it's available and whatnot.
It does it.
However, what was unexpected was the 10 black widows that I had to kill outside of the house, around the house. Several in the stairwell, a couple on the carport door.
I think you're being...
A couple by the garbage pans, and then the most recent and the last one, actually not kind of the last one, was when I brought the grill out, which was in the shed, and I took the cover off, and underneath the grill was the largest black widow I've ever seen. Its legs stretched out, made it this big, which is like over a couple inches.
Yeah, it was.
And I still think about it to this day because it gives me haunted thoughts.
You know, the one that I think about, though, is the one that was near the door that we constantly go in and out of.
There were two by that area.
Yeah,
there was one on the wall, and there was one that was kind of in the...
And it's just a badly placed hand that all of a sudden gets... And do they kill you?
Well, you go to the hospital immediately, and then they have stuff that...
So if I'm allergic to bees, am I allergic to these guys?
It's a different...
Let's find out.
It's a different...
No, what the fuck?
It's different. But, okay, I saw...
Where is that?
We sprayed all over with stuff, and I saw a dead one recently in the stairwell, which means that the spray is resounding, and it's killing things, but...
I'm going to tell you right now, Liz, I think at some point in the future, I'm going to get like a cartoonishly large stuffed spider and put it somewhere in the house and just have you find it.
Can you please do that? Can you please do that? Because let me go back to my planetarium days.
Meanwhile, I put fake spiders all over the front of our house for Halloween.
You're right, but I
killed real ones.
I make the mistake of saying, "Hey Liz, I don't like goat size," and I come back to a dome being filled with goat size. I also come back to a desk filled with cotton.
It was Halloween. It was spiderweb.
But it's cotton.
I know.
And
I knew.
And you knew. And you knew.
Okay, also, this is how the goat's eye thing happened. He taught me how to script things, to program things for the planetarium. And so I was like, hey, come see what I made. And it was me bringing up an image bordered elegantly.
Yeah, it was bordered elegantly.
Of a goat's eye. And... So I was demonstrating the skills you taught me.
Meanwhile, in every class now, I tell people, hey, if you really wanted to like freak out your boss or a coworker, this is what you can do. And so so I'm paying it forward. But so let's talk about you killing some of these spiders. All right, so if she is not, and I'm going to be honest, I slammed the fuck out of these spiders too. I kicked the hell out of it, make sure it's dead, like in pieces parts.
Yeah,
but so we bought a can of
spray.
It was like ant something and spider spray. And there was this Black Widow, and she put half the can on that one spider.
Until it stops twitching, I'm going to keep spraying it.
Yeah, I mean, I had to tell you, hey, look, just let it...
tortured the spider to death, which is a horrible thing, but...
Yeah, there was one, though, where it was, I guess we were shooting with spray, and then you were like, you want to put it out of its misery?
Oh, I think that was the barbecue one.
Was it? Okay, yeah. You were spraying it, and so I did.
Like,
I did
step on it. Please step on it. Yeah, Katie, we have to burn the house down. Okay, so
yeah, we're gonna move now
away from spiders
to Andor.
Yes, Adam would like to know our thoughts on Andor, which we're gonna assume Brandon hasn't watched.
He hasn't watched.
He's also a little contented out, which I kind of agree. For this one.
Well, we're not giving spoilers. We're not giving you spoilers.
I would say that I am on the camp of where maybe we didn't need this story. Like, Rogue One was perfectly nicely contained in itself, and I was like, this isn't really a story that we needed. I mean, it has the well-done production quality and acting and all that you get from Mandalorian, but it's not as... like pulling, it's not as like like we're like, this is cool, but it's not something we needed or really like
Solo, basically.
But Solo had that like bank on the money of like, it had a more gimmicky feel to it rather than the like a real Star Wars, like the gritty feel of Star Wars, because I don't know, it seemed too smooth, too Hollywoodized, like where it was like like I could feel like it was just like a capitalize on the moment,
right, and
kind of movie.
The moment, the last 40 years.
I actually was kind of excited to see it. I did want to see it, realizing that two people that I shared this podcast with aren't really interested in it, or I did not feel like they were interested in it.
I was like, it's too gimmicky.
And so here's my problem with Disney, just in general, with what they're doing right now.
Disney.
With all of these like short run series, is they move painfully slow for a short run. And so, in watching Andor, it was, I wasn't pulled in. The story did not pull me in.
As much as we love the idea of open world getting entire series, as opposed to like a single movie, it cuts all this unnecessary fluff out, and it just sticks to what is the best part, basically, of the series in a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, and I wasn't feeling that with Andor, and so I wasn't pulled in. So it's 40 minutes, and halfway through it, I was like, I just want to go play Elden Ring or watch something else now, and it's just painfully slow with stuff that, for right now...
But we've only seen the first episode.
Right. And that's why I say, for right now, I don't see how this ends up getting me to, the movie. Because at the end of the day, it needs to pull me to the movie.
I think our next hangover should just be about Elden Ring.
Well, it really should be.
Okay. So Andor doesn't draw us in, because it's like, this is a story we don't need. It's not really...
But, to be honest, Adam, watch it and find out.
However, while we were at a Lagoon, which is our local amusement park last night, I've decided on a tattoo. And this tattoo is of Baby Yoda in the bowler hat with a simple black cane. And this is the tattoo I want.
Do you need to explain the bowler hat, though?
We have a Baby Yoda, and we have a bowler hat that came on a bottle of gin, and we took the bowler hat off, and we put it on Baby Yoda, and it is the most adorable thing
that's beautiful.
that I've ever seen, aside from Captain Jack Sparrow the dog.
And we came up with this, in line for Cannibal, right?
Wicked, I think we were
nice.
in line for Wicked.
But we finalized it in Cannibal.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And then at Cannibal was like, no, I want it because I said.
Yeah, I was thinking like a black. I was like, oh, maybe the black saber is a cane, but then I was like, no, simple black cane with the bowler hat.
Monocle?
No, top hat only with monocle.
Yeah.
He also suggested monocle, and I was like, no. And that's for, monocles for top hats.
And I'm jealous of this tattoo already.
Oh, I mean, I don't know where I'm gonna get it, but I'm getting it.
I think I know what my next tattoo is as well.
What is it?
I'm trying to find someone to get it with, but maybe I just get it myself. I really want the Starfleet emblem right here.
On your chest.
Okay.
Starfleet
Yeah,
emblem.
where it goes. The badge. I want the badge tattooed on me.
That's actually
That's
not
a good
bad.
one. Like perfectly sized.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
We could
Right?
all three,
That's what I want.
We could all three get it and then be like,
Brandon, what do you think?
bridge to Brandon.
Right. Richard George.
Hey Liz, I have a question for you.
That's like the ultimate.
That's all we would do every time we say something.
Yeah. So let's say like you get hired by
Liz the 10 forward.
Yeah. We're in this meeting, me, you, and Greg, and we're just doing this. Our boss is like, "What the fuck is going on?" But in a very Mormon way. What are you?
I think this needs to happen, guys.
I'm all for this.
Oh my God.
That'll be the second matching tattoo we all have, and the third matching tattoo that you guys have us.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Holy shit. All right, we're doing this.
Anyway.
We're doing this
All
right
right.
here.
All right.
And so I'm going to go to like some cardiologist appointment and they're going to go like, what the hell? What?
That's where you had to have that thing.
No, but I'll have a lightsaber as a tattoo for this.
Then they'd have to cut down the lightsaber.
Just cutting me open.
No, this would be really good for a Sailor sword.
Oh, someone's
really good
thought
for
about
what?
that. Isildur's sword.
Narsil.
Oh.
Someone has thought about that. Oh. Okay, we should talk once you're caught up with Rings of Power, offline.
Yeah,
That's what people say. We need to discuss.
Who are you looking at over there, by the way? You got this.
No, I looked at the TV and I thought, is it worth it? No, it's a tiny TV.
I was about ready to say.
No, you need to wait for your TV.
This show is gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I mean,
Yeah,
they did a very good job with
I'm
aesthetic
actually
and
really happy with it. I obviously haven't seen the most recent episode, but I'm exceedingly happy with how it's turned out. The other book
Numenor
series
is
I was excited
gorgeous.
for was Wheel of Time. I was kind of let down by that, but this is just fantastic.
Yeah, I love Doran and Nisa.
And-
Yeah. And
She's the best.
you know,
The best.
all you
Oh my God.
racist motherfuckers, go fuck yourself. That's all I can say.
It's so well done.
I mean, who hates dwarves? I don't get
Oh
it.
my god, they're the best. They're so fun.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
but you're not caught up, right?
No, he's not. He hasn't seen the
Okay.
most recent one. So.
Yeah, and
I
there is
also-
a season 2.
I also enjoy in this series some of the dwarves like almost cursing. They say Aule, which is the god that created them. So it makes me very happy.
Nice.
Like,
They're
what an
virtual.
Aule
God
or something
damn
like
it.
that. Yeah, this makes me happy.
I will say I wish I said this to Mike. I was like, oh, I wish this is the Galadriel that we got in Lord of the Rings. But at the same time, I'm like, I get why. You know, I mean, at this point, she's, thousands of years old. I get why she is, but I'm like, she's so fierce. I love her.
Yeah, it's she's just I do actually really love it.
Yeah, I think it's really good. It's well done.
And I there was a fear in me that this was not going to because we put so much hope into this.
Well, it's like The Hobbit, where it was like, oh.
Yeah, but
Fucking, what are you doing?
but there's so much hope that we have for this that we want to see, and we want for it to succeed, and we want.
I want to be a Harfoot personally. I just want to be a Harfoot.
Well,
They're so fun and adorable.
We still
and I'm
can
like,
change. We can.
I can just be covered with dirt.
Maybe we're Harfoot.
Feet?
Harfeet for. Do we have to take a drink for that?
Yeah.
All right, so.
Let's try podcast.
Oh,
Not just
my
chatting.
mom's on. Katie says I'm 2 episodes
Hey.
behind, but I really like it so far. I'm assuming she's referring to Rings of Power.
Yeah, and so
Come on.
we can be Harfeet for Halloween.
Oh, but we're already gonna be vampire.
Yeah,
Curly
but
and
we
Einstein.
haven't bought anything for it.
No, but...
Or have you?
No. Well, you have the wig.
Yeah, okay, but that really was bought for the Einstein, the relativity
I know.
episode.
I'm kind of into being a vampire, though. I kind of want to put the prosthetic teeth on.
Every year, every Halloween, I get that itch. Like, I should buy a really cool Starfleet uniform.
Yes.
Every time.
Yes. Okay. Look, you bought a really amazing astronaut painting. You can do a Starfleet. And let's talk about your typewriters. Just... Not get a typewriter.
Okay, you want to do this?
Not get a typewriter and get the Starfleet uniform. The Starfleet uniform is probably going to be less, I'm assuming.
Hey, you know, all right, okay,
No.
next year...
No.
Next year...
I mean, the typewriter I got on Florida was only like $80.
Oh, okay. I assumed it was more.
Next year we do Lord of the Rings.
No.
I will be Gandalf. You can be Galadriel. Brandon can...
no.
No, hold on. Brandon can be an eagle.
I'll just choose not to show up.
Exactly. I mean...
It's politics. It's their politics.
They have a complex worldview and religion, and it makes sense.
My mom says...
Oh!
It's like, why does...
We just had that whole conversation.
What?
In the chat, your mom. I love Andor too.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
It was I saw that while Brandon was on
Okay.
it.
I was like, wait.
My apology, Brandon. Go ahead.
What was I talking about? Oh, the Eagles, yes.
Yeah.
So, of course, they have their own complex worldview, and
It's the fate of Middle Earth. They can
stop.
put their own shit aside for a minute.
yeah, why doesn't the United States
Basically-
just send troops to Ukraine?
We're not Middle Earth. We don't have wizards.
They're the Switzerland of Middle Earth. They're good at chocolate, and that's about it. And they protect the Pope with their little axes.
Oh, really quick,
And my
how
axe.
cool was it?
Oh, that counts. Take
Oh
it.
yeah, it does. Yeah.
How cool was it? Rings of Power, the last episode I saw. How cool was it when she foresaw like the sinking of Numenor? That was so fucking cool.
Would you what?
We don't know the
visuals.
Forsaking of Numenor. We don't know the backstory like you do, Brandon.
Oh, sorry. No spoilers.
In fact, that's why when you get caught
Oh,
up,
dude,
we need to be like, what's going on? Tell us the backstory.
And speaking of buying things in Florida, I mentioned this to you guys. That first U.S. edition of Similarian was I'm so happy with it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
First edition Tolkien book. It makes me happy.
That's a pretty good find though.
Yeah.
It seems like a lucky find. Yeah. Okay.
I saw it in the case behind glass, and I go, I want to look at this. I got the guy over, got the key.
Is that more than a Starfleet uniform?
No, this was actually less than a typewriter.
Oh wow!
Oh.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, it was only $60.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, how much can you sell that for? How much does the first edition go?
So it's the first U.S. edition, not the actual
$60
first edition that was printed in
$60,
England. Yeah, so eBay it's around $80, $90.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I just wanted it.
That's cool
So
to
I have all these old. So my plan, by the way, with all these old books I have is number one, create a library, and so I can get a ladder and swing on it like Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
That's what I want.
That's the only reason to
yes.
have a home library is to have the ladder and you can swing across it.
So
That's
is that
all
what
I
we're doing
want.
when we get our books?
But then at some point, once I have this magical collection of books, later on in my life, I'll just donate it all to a library. That's the game plan.
Oh, that's fun. Can we have your first edition
Cimmerillion?
simile?
It may be bequeathed upon you.
Okay, cool. My mom asked, did we talk about the asteroid coming tomorrow? And what I'm thinking you're meaning, Mom, is the DART mission impacting the asteroid.
Well, maybe. I mean, who knows?
Is there an asteroid coming? Is there an asteroid coming tomorrow? We don't know about the asteroid coming tomorrow, but we know about the DART spacecraft that's going to impact an asteroid and tell us if we can throw shit at asteroids and move them away from us.
Yeah.
That's the goal of it, and we did talk about it in the main episode. But
So-
someone was touring Barnes.
I love it how people like say yes, and it's like there's two questions on the floor.
I know.
Yes.
Two questions on the table. Yes to both of them.
No, she's...
So
well, first of all, I'm glad there's not an asteroid coming tomorrow that we know of.
that we know of. I mean, can we go back to February 15th of what, 5 years ago or something?
When was that? 2014, 2012, 2014.
Sure.
It was though really cool hearing that small bolide above Salt Lake City a few months ago.
Oh yeah.
That was just the coolest
No,
thing.
and apparently it was over Snow Bowl, so it was actually up, or not Snow Bowl.
Well,
snow,
like they even heard it down into Idaho. They saw it in
Snow
Idaho.
Basin. Snow Basin. So it was
I-
actually more
I
up in
had
our
to-
area.
Yeah, there's a construction site near me, and I thought something had dropped, like something really, because I felt the vibration. So I figured, oh, that's an expensive drop. Nope,
So
asteroid blowing
That's
up.
cool.
I think we probably thought it was just thunder.
I don't even remember.
Because
remembering
I
it.
think the day that there was a chance of thunderstorms, and we just like, hey, it's thunder. We didn't realize what it was.
I
It's
don't
like the
even-
earthquake for me.
Oh yeah, the earthquake that we had, where I was like, "Oh God, get in doorways!
Meanwhile, I
Animals,
was
come
like,
to me, come to me!"
oh, it's just a
And you're
trash
in,
truck.
You're in bed, just like trash truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I run downstairs, and I'm like, "Did you feel the earthquake?" And you're like, "Is that what it
What?
was? What?"
But then I felt the aftershocks.
I didn't.
And you didn't feel the aftershocks.
because I'm a seasoned earthquake veteran, being from Northern California.
I felt one earthquake, and that was in Oklahoma City.
Oh wow!
Which is not.
Yeah.
And so that was probably a fracking one.
And probably, but I felt it. I was in bed, and a whole bunch of snow falls off the roof because there was a bunch of snow. I thought, well, that shaking was just from the snow falling. That kind of makes sense. No, it was actual earthquake.
Wow.
I go, that's weird.
My first earthquake
Was
was when
it
we
in
went
Disney?
to Disney, and
We're on the sidewalk, waiting in a crosswalk, and all of a sudden the ground, you could just feel the sway.
the light.
And I was like, and it had been a while since I've actually felt an earthquake, so I was like, oh shit, this is an
That's cool.
earthquake.
Was Katie
I've
with us
never-
for that one?
I don't remember, Katie. I think she might have been with us.
But the light.
Yes, I think
the
she
light
was
was
with us, but the light
bouncing.
was bouncing, and it's
That's
definitely
terrifying.
it was. I've never been
like that.
outside to feel an earthquake like that, and just feeling.
Yeah,
the,
but that one was like what 100, 200 miles away. It was in the Salton Sea, right? And
yeah, I
so
think so.
it was somewhere near Death Valley.
Yeah.
Weird. Let's see.
Just a
So
crazy feeling.
I've been in an earthquake, a hurricane, near a tornado, an asteroid explosion. I think they get struck by lightning, and then I'll have bingo.
Hey.
Hey, you know what? Me and you, we're
What?
one away. We're one away from winning.
I've been
Yeah,
in
everything.
an earthquake,
Yeah,
And-
and
a haboob.
oh yeah, we've done haboobs.
Yeah, the haboobs.
We-
Haboob. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
she
Katie was there. Katie was there.
Yeah, because we were about ready to cross the street,
Yeah.
go down the long walk.
Yeah, we're gonna go to downtown Disney and
Yeah, and through the little
Toodle.
hotel with the ghost singing. It's not really ghost. It was like a quartet that was singing, and then I might be confusing visits, but we walked through a hotel to get into downtown Disney, don't we?
I don't think we walked through the Californian that time, but anyway. We would walk through the Californian. Okay, yeah.
Never been to California Adventures.
Oh, see, California Adventures is fun because you've got the one roller coaster that goes upside down, and you have a place where you can get alcohol.
See, if I'm going to a Disney, I'm going to Epcot. It's just the end all be all
Okay, well,
experience.
not all of us can get to Florida,
Yeah.
so
Although Katie's going, she's gonna go.
yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do if we could just all do the drink and eat around the world. at
Oh my
Epcot.
God, it's the best
I
fucking thing in the
mean,
world.
yeah, that sounds.
All right, well,
It's
you have
expensive,
a
but
choice
fabulous.
then: Disney next year or Orlando in 2 years. Think about it.
Okay, I'll think about it. Anyway,
All right.
cool. That's been
Yeah.
fun.
I'm getting a little hungry on this side of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. What are you? 2 hours ahead of us?
Yeah.
Whatever.
So it's.
It's past our
Whatever.
dinner time. 2 hours.
But unfortunately, I have the car keys, and the other people I'm with want to eat.
Oh.
So I've just been hanging out here, whatever, in
They're
the
like,
lobby
"What the
waiting.
Fuck, man, what's Brandon doing? God.
Yeah, actually, it's exactly what's happening right now.
Have you been drinking? All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Katie, if I said that and no one was supposed
I
to know.
thought
I'm going to
everybody knew.
Florida, But
I thought
yeah.
everybody knew.
I mean,
All right. Anyway, I think
Whatever.
with that,
Mommy needs your Christmas list anyway. All right.
all right, let's wrap it up.
This was another crazy edition of The Hangover with Cosmos. With
Really?
Cosmos.
Astronaut version.
It's conversations with Brandon.
Conversations with
Hi.
Brandon.
Conversations with Brandon. This week we're talking about cotton candy.
And thanks
What's
for
up with
joining
that?
us. You can follow us on all the things. Twitter at Drink
and,
Cosmos.
and speaking of cotton candy, I love that internet video of the raccoon that found cotton candy, and he goes to wash it in the river, and it disappears on him.
Oh
and
my
he
god,
starts
I
looking
remember
for
that.
it.
I've seen that. I was gonna cut you off and keep going, but then I was like, oh no, I remember, and it's heartbreaking for that raccoon. Heartbreaking.
Oh, it hurts. He got more though.
Brandon needs to go play a soccer game. So let's.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wait, what?
Follow us on all the other
Getting a
things.
little soccer outfit.
Cosmos with Cosmos, and listen to us on everywhere you get your podcasts, and or see us on YouTube. But we will see you around next time, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Live long and prosper.
Cheers. We'll see you.
Stay safe.
And we'll see you. We'll see you in a bit.
Bye.
Adios.